Greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing? Blessings be to all. My name is Konvoy Satori. I'm a shamanic minister, holistic counselor, NLP specialist, and reality coach. But I'm just excited to finally be out here. Just wanted to introduce myself. I already had some videos up or whatnot. If you've seen them, awesome. If not, hey, not a big deal. But been trying to get out here for a while since pretty much around 2012, whole time in the past where everybody wanted something different, things in that nature. But I've been kind of jammed up, because my area is the animism, as far as spirituality and everything and how we're connected to all things. But I grew up with the Bible. I grew up with the Word. And, you watch how a lot of people are growing in consciousness and spirituality. But what you're getting is this fuck Jesus frequency. Fuck the Bible. I don't fuck with church. Or that Bible's a white man thing. And all that other stuff like that. But it's just always been something that was lying underneath that I couldn't leave it, And so with this introduction or whatnot, like I said, I'm a shamanic minister. What that is per se is basically, I still consider myself a minister of the word. I do have a piece of paper that says I'm a minister, but I don't really give edification to that per se. What makes me a shamanic minister is the aspect of including nature. And like I said, the animistic aspects, to be able to explain sort of the positives behind polytheistic ideals, tribalism and tribalistic ideals of spirituality, and most importantly, how they're locked inside the Word. They are in your Bible, So a little bit about myself. I went to college. It was a public school in the Midwest of America, and I was a communication science major after seeing that the business majors were a joke. You got people who never, I was, doing my own thing in high school, making my own money, selling candy, selling CDs. All the ripping music age was popular back then. So I made my own money. So I went to college thinking I want to go into business so I can go be an entrepreneur. False. Most of the professors and doctorates and the paperback people really had no experience whatsoever. And it blew my mind, that you can give me an F. You're determining whether or not I'm qualified to have this certificate or this paperback couple letters behind my name stating that I'm qualified for business, but you've never done anything in business. So that blew my mind a little bit, but I ended up falling into the communication science major and fell in love with it. Rhetorical principles, group processing ideals, the list goes on. Persuasion theories, semantics, semiotics, thematics, all locked inside of words. All these different ideals on how, just the power of our speech, the power of how we're communicating non-verbally. I fell in love with it. But one of the main things I got from it is how in context, everything written down, everything in context is subject to interpretation. And so I felt that just blew my mind open, and as a kid, I really wasn't a huge reader, but I loved the mystery books. I loved mystery books and I loved codes. So, you have the little codices and you have to crack the code and all that stuff like that. I loved it. But as I got through college and things of that nature, a lot of these new ways of life caused me to come off the rails a little bit. So I was a little depressed, culture shocks, you name it, man. And long story short, maybe I can get into it later. You guys rock and roll with me. I ended up getting locked up. It was a blessing. It was the best thing that happened in my life. And I know it's so cliche. So many people, when they get locked up, they turn to God. And now they come out as Islam or so on and so forth. But my story is a little different. Like I said, maybe later I tell that, if you guys want. But the fact of the matter is that was the first time that I actually read the Bible. You know, you're sitting locked up somewhere. I know a lot of us are inside our houses today. I don't have a problem with it. You know, if you've ever been locked up before, you can't leave your cell for damn near 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day. And you got, what, I think like 15 minutes or something like that to eat. So you're only coming out to eat maybe once or twice, like 2 to 3 times. You got 15 to 30 minutes to eat. And then you locked in your room for 18 hours a day. You get like an hour or so to come out and read books, play chess. I got my ass kicked daily in chess. Them boys in there, chess masters, you hear me? But that was the first time I read the Bible. And it was mind-blowing to me. You know, I was such a little baby with it that when I first, you know, I was used to all the church cliches. So when I first started reading the Bible, I'm first, where's Exodus? Where's the Moses and the parting the sea and the burning bush and all that stuff? Where is that at? And I didn't know all I had was a New Testament, but everything happens for a reason. That was all divine design. And because a lot of what is Christianity today is based off the gospel of Christ, which is the New Testament. And when reading it, it was just like, wait a minute, bruh. I'm trying to make my life better now. I want to kind of revert back to what I'm used to, which is church. But this ain't what they saying, what I'm reading. Because remember, everything in context is subject to interpretation. So all words, when written down, lock the frequency of the author. So these are divine texts. And I see why I was never one to as they say, throw the baby away with the bathwater or whatever, however it goes, you know. But keeping that word. So the things that first came out to me, like I said, loving codes, was a hint of code that was in the Bible. Who is this? Lord. It's my wife. Should I answer it? I'm gonna push it to the side, see what happens. I'm gonna push it. She might be like, what you doing? But anyway, the first hint of code that I saw was the repeated pattern of have eyes to see and ears to hear. And it was just like, whoa. And when that took place, there was this concept of selectivity that exploded. You know, that frequency unlocked something in my mind that I started to see things throughout the word differently. Because it was everywhere. Those who have eyes to see will see. Those who have ears to hear will hear. And it was just like, dog, I done been on fields with hundreds of guys where if you good, you good. If you not, you not. You done lined up in different hitting drills where it's like if you stronger, you stronger. If you not, you not. You in the weight room, you under that bar or whatever. You can lift it, you lift it. If you can't, you can't. You know, bottom line. So the whole point was I can feel, I can see what he's talking about in the sense, this is pure selectivity. So you either going to get it or you're not. And it was just like, hold on, bro. And so that just opened up a lot when looking at the word. So selectivity emerged in in different parables, you know, and talking about who's brethren and not, like the Good Samaritan parable, you know. So that was huge to me. And then you have Paul. Paul emerged as one of the strongest characters for transmutation, soul transmutation. And it was just like, wait a minute, this dude used to kill him, but now he's one of the dopest ones. Hold on, bro. How do you make that? You know, coming from, hey, I used to fuck shit up in my life. You know, I used to not give a fuck a lot, but now I give a fuck. Now I want to help people. You know, but how did Paul do that? You know what I'm saying? So he kind of emerged as the first minister and the Gospels to me, and he elected himself, and so to the Corinthians. You talking about he showed up to the Corinthians, and they doing ungodly stuff like, you know, sons sexing their mothers. You know, when I read that, I'm just like, hold on, what? Am I reading the word? Did he just say mothers and sons laying up? Like, what? So, yeah, And in doing so, he elected himself to be a minister. And what he said was, because of this type of behavior, you guys are only prepared for the milk level because you can't handle the meat level. And it was like, hold the phone, bro. Here we go again with this selectivity. That's just like, oh, you just now coming in the weight room. I'm going to throw these little weights on here. You ain't ready for the plates, homie. You ain't ready for the big dog stuff, you know. And so, again, my eyes were wide open to it. You know, even with, if you, take it street, take it gangster. I'm not finna give you a whole pound of that off if you don't know how to sell nothing. You don't know how to get out there and flip some weed. You know, I sold weed. But I'm not finna give you a whole pound straight out. I might give you, you know, half a QP, and see what you do with it. Because you're not ready for that yet. And so these just stood out in my mind. These examples, how he say, wait a minute, milk level to meat level. Hold on, bruh. What is he talking about? And if you read further, he talks about how there's mysteries in Christ. So for me, it was about, all right, challenge met. I see y'all on something, that there's more here. So during this time, no coincidence that Da Vinci Code was popular too. And it was a popular from the book that was written. And then you had Tom Hanks, who came out with the movie. And it made everything real popular. And it was introduced into the world about the Nag Hammadi Library, the Apocrypha, Pseudographica, things like that. Books who were taking out the Bible. So many people throw the Bible away. Like, oh, that's some piece of shit. That book is plagiarized. It came from Horace. It came from this. It came from that. Blah, 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 blah. And they just throw it all away. But it's telling you, go back in that trash and grab it. Rock with me. Go grab your word. You know, if you stepped away out of the church, that's fine. That's fine. Because let me tell you a story. We went on our own mission where we said, damn all of this, the world, all of that, because we read in the word and was just like, how can you not take this to heart? Where it says, love not the word and everything in it. So we gave everything away. We had one child. We got 4 now. It was our firstborn. And we rode out in a Class A RV. Never been in an RV before. While we were out there, we ran into a nun. She was asking what we were doing. And we, you know, boldly back then, I was like in my 20s, so I ain't give a shit. I'm like, look, we on our own mission. Now what? Like basically, damn your church. And she was, okay. Well, a lot of you in your generation are doing this now. And I kind of was taken back by the acceptance. You know what I mean? And she said, basically, a lot of you all in your generation are doing this now, which is taking the gospel of Christ outside the church walls. Awesome. So it was just like, so rock and roll with me. Be ready to discuss ideals of selectivity frequency, how it's a thought process, and how this is going to unlock things in your mind. Transmutation parables, how these coded messages are meant to help raise your soul level from a low to a higher at different stages. You're not going to get what they say flat out. And you may have to read it 8, 10, 12, 13 different times. And each time is going to take your soul to another level. And the word as an ancient animistic path. Not just this dogmatic religion text, you know. So rock and roll with me. Like I said, I'm Konvoy Satori, shamanic minister, reality coach. And we're going to talk about how these aspects can help transmutate, grow your soul, take you to higher levels. Yeah, there's more videos to come. I hope you guys subscribe, hit the notification, the bell, all that good jive. Comment below. Keep the comments positive. I'm all about collective consciousness. That's the real Christ energy. It is a collective awareness of self to all things. So let's keep the energy positive. You got questions, ask questions. If you don't vibe with it, don't. It's something different, and I'm aware of that. I'm expecting people to not rock with it. I'm expecting people to kind of be like, I'm in between. I don't do the Bible thing. I don't do the church thing, but I kind of like where he's heading. Rock and roll with me. I'm telling you to. And then there's those who's like, yes, I feel this dude. This is my dude. This what he talking about. That's how I've been for the lesson. Y'all hear what he's saying? I told you. Rock and roll with me, bruh. So, yeah, I love you guys. That's all I got for you right now. I got this is my little lab down here. But I got to head back up. You saw my wife call me. Balance, love, light above all. Love y'all. Check you later.